me bleeding till I can't breathe. Shaking, falling onto my knees. And now that I'm
All the way from a very sunny SoCal today into 32 million homes and counting. This is America Trends. I'm birthday boy Barry Nussbaum filling in for Dr. Gina tonight. Check it out. Our poll question today, do you think attacks on police will get better or worse? Sad we have to even talk about it, isn't it? Vote in that poll at YouTooAmerica.com or use the Youtoo America app. Available now on Apple and Android devices. Download it now if you don't already have it. Okay, the Grand Poobahs and the GOP are meeting at this very minute in Cleveland, Ohio. Joining me live from Las Vegas, Nevada, to give us the 411 on the RNC convention is the founder of Reagan Baby, Megan Barth. Welcome, Megan.
Hey, Barry. How are you?
All right, we got some wild questions. I hope you're ready on my birthday. No special accommodation necessary. Talk to me. I can't even believe I'm asking you this question. Our producer Sutton wants me to ask you. So an artist enlisted 100 naked women on camera to protest Donald Trump at the RNC. Tell me, why is this a protest against Donald Trump? And honestly, wouldn't this be entertaining to Donald Trump rather than a protest against Donald Trump?
Yes, an artist thought it was a great idea to have 100 American women stand in defiance with mirrors and hold them up towards, towards Donald Trump. In relation to, his comments in the past about women, so this artist thought it would be a great statement. I think it'd be a great statement if you found the 100 women that Bill cheated on Hillary with, and maybe they could hold mirrors at Hillary. That'd be a much easier, way of finding women that have a problem with a leader.
Okay, so to be honest, Megan, how would Bill Clinton's artist decide who got in and who got out if you had to limit it to just the 100 that Bill Clinton had relations with?
Yeah, you might have to just go back to the old coin flip.
You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. We know you were all in, but we only have room for 100. I could understand that. Okay, so real quick before we get into the heavy stuff, tell me, what does Reagan Baby mean? I'm dying to know. I'm a big Reagan fan, and you're a Reagan Baby, and explain.
I grew up, I had the moniker named Reagan Baby. I had an I Heart Reagan sticker on my bedroom door. I was never able to vote for him, but I just Reagan Baby followed me, and I got the domain and I started writing.
God bless you. I drove a long day to vote for Reagan when he ran for office. Just personal story. Okay, vibe of the convention. It started, we've been watching it all day. Tell me what you know. What do you hear? What's the inside scoop, if anything, this early when there's no controversy, at least inside?
Well, there has been some controversy actually today, and what happened was the Never Trump crowd, led by Senator Mike Lee, took over the space on the floor and tried to free the delegates and caused quite a commotion. It was pretty much political theater. It really didn't have a chance. We've got 44 states that are behind Trump, and we've got the popular vote. And so it was their way, of just protesting at the rally, or at the convention, and it kind of fizzled out.
Well, the Rules Committee has already sided with Priebus and the Poobahs, so to speak, that there's not going to be a release for the delegates. So this is their last hurrah, their last protest, so to speak, knowing it was going to go nowhere. Is that really the gig at this point?
Yeah, well, they represented 7 states, and they brought their voices to the floor, and they were trying to free the delegates and go against the rules and actually go against and take away and compromise the rest of the country's vote. And then they complained about the Rules Committee taking away theirs vote. So,
well, but let me ask you.
Sorry, Barry. I don't think that really Trump could have done anything at this point. I mean, he could have ran with Jesus, and these people would not have been happy.
Right, I get it, but. In a philosophical, contractual manner, answer this question. You sign up a couple years ago, you want to be a delegate. You're from Virginia or Oklahoma or Alabama, and you say, I'm going to be a delegate, and I'm going to follow the rules of my state and the rules of my party, and I promise to fulfill my duties per the obligations that I sign up for. And then the voting takes place, the voters decide, it is democratic, and then somehow later the delegates go, you know, I signed up, I changed my mind, I'm going to breach my contract, I want to do whatever I want. How do they justify that? I mean, I've heard the First Amendment, but this is a contract. They shook hands, they signed a piece of paper, they said, I will do what I promised to do, and then they said, well, never mind that. How do they justify that, honestly?
They justify it by using what they call, I guess, their conscience of directing them and their principles of directing them and their choice. And they don't believe that Donald Trump represents the GOP that they were representing as delegates. So they wanted to have the last hurrah or a last kerfuffle at the Republican National Convention, and they made some noise, as they've been making this whole entire time. But the fact of the matter is that their chosen delegate for them was not the chosen delegate for the rest of the country. So knowing that, it's time to pack up and go home or have a tantrum or whatever they need to do.
Well, I think today was their tantrum, Megan. That's what I saw, right?
Yeah, like I said, it was just really all for political theater. There was not anything to be gained from this. They were not going to free the delegates, and the delegates from 44 states were already had for Mr. Trump. So this was just kind of a exercise in futility.
Okay, so they were having their tantrum. They
Correct.
wanted their bottle. They didn't get the apple juice. They got something else. Now that's over. Let's talk about specifics. Mike Pence, what's the word inside the world of the delegations now?
Well, from what I understand, it's a safe pick. And like I said, I think that originally they thought he would unite the party. We've been talking about party unity because of the Never Trump movement and because of those that may not even be a part of that movement, but not necessarily have warmed up to Mr. Trump. So I think that it was a safe choice. But then again, you see these delegates. And like I said, Jesus could have been on the ticket with Mr. Trump. And that somehow still would not have quelled their fears, and it certainly would not have united the party. But the party is definitely, bringing in more people. We see a lot more Democrats coming over, like you would call them Blue Dog Democrats or Reagan Democrats. We see the minority demographics ticking upward in a good projection as more and more get to know Mr. Trump, and as the world becomes a less safe and safe place. And not just the world abroad, our streets, our police officers are being executed on our streets. We have anarchy in our streets right now. And no matter what background you come from, you want safety and security first. This election will be about making America safe again, and it will be about jobs. But primarily you are seeing a lot of people, and when it is a foreign policy election, when you look at history, when it is a foreign policy election, a Republican, 99% out of 100 always wins.
You know what? I got to talk to you on that issue. The polls are saying for job creation, Trump is slightly ahead. I don't think it's about jobs, even though people care about their pocketbook. Every week it gets worse about the security of the homeland. Megan, I got to agree with you on this. I think it's going to come down to who keeps us safe when it really matters. Megan Barth, thanks for being with us. Hope to see you again soon. I want your insights. As we come back, America Trends is coming up with more. And guess what? Gina Loudon on the floor of the convention with the inside scoop, telling the story on her show, direct to her viewers here on America Trends. Stay with us, America. We got a lot more when we come.